More on the Markelle Fultz to the 76ers trade, or what we probably think as a 99.99% likelihood that they draft Markelle Fultz. Although it would be the greatest troll move in the history of the NBA draft if the Sixers took the #1 pick just to get Josh Jackson from the Celtics.
Yeah, very true.
Would be hilarious. No, but there's going to be a lot of drama come draft day. And the question now becomes who's better suited in the next 5 years, the Celtics or the 76ers? The correct answer right now is the Celtics. Because they were in the Eastern Conference Finals, they were the #1 seed. They're coming back with a team that likely could be the #1 seed again or the #2 seed. It's just a matter of can they get past the Cavaliers? Can they put together a team that can get past the Cavs? But the core of Joel Embiid, what would be Markelle Fultz and Ben Simmons, all being healthy, being the biggest what if out of all of this, makes you think that they could be the best suited team for the next decade.
Yeah.
If they can, reach a certain level of health and durability. There's always injury concerns, but you're looking at 3 of the brightest young prospects in the NBA, one of which, again, and I'll mention this every single time I do the clip, in the 37 games was averaging Wilt Chamberlain-esque numbers in Joel Embiid. And he's also the funniest guy in the NBA.
If you're in the Eastern Conference in particular, you shouldn't be trying to make quick trades or the best possible trades to get yourself better immediately if you have the opportunity to build slowly, because everyone's just playing a game of collateral damage until LeBron James exits the league or until he goes on the decline. So you're just thinking, how can we possibly continue to build so that when LeBron James does at any point or some point slow down and move away, then we have the best possible team to take control of the Eastern Conference? Because the Celtics this year, they got the #1 seed and they looked so flaccid next to the Cavaliers.
Come on, man.
Come on, it's the easiest way to describe it. They did. The Toronto Raptors last year, everyone was talking about how the Raptors looked so good at times during the regular season. They got blown out by the Cavaliers. That's blown out and flaccid in 2 specific references. So
gross.
At the point where if you're thinking, all right, the Celtics, there's of course Paul George is going around the room. Whoever, we'll talk about this in a later clip.
Save for that for
but
later.
when it comes to the actual draft and who you're looking to get, I think most teams, if you're in the Eastern Conference, like the Philadelphia 76ers have basically put their focus on is not trying to, they were god-awful. And they were lucky enough to put their thoughts on building for a future, and it helped them in the short term as well, as they got, to be honest, it's not much you'd have to do to make it better in the short term, because they were so bad that any sort of slight increase.
Trusting the process.
But they're still in a good
future. No one builds for the future in Philly, they simply just trust the process.
That's it. And if that is the way they're going to push forward, then it's a smart way that most teams should try and emulate in the Eastern Conference, and not try to trade quickly and try and bring in Derrick Rose and hope that his knees remain.
Stop, we don't have to go there.
It's the perfect example for what not to do.
I know, it's a great map of what not to do.
Here's Noville. Follow that road and you're right there next.
Well, let's see. I think the Celtics should have kept the pick, because it does create this problem with Isaiah Thomas. And I know he's 28 years old. I love Isaiah Thomas. I want him to get his $180 million from whatever team's willing to give it to him. And there's a lot of people who keep saying he's not going to reproduce to this level. Well, for 2 straight years now, he's produced at this level of being able to score, attack the rim. And yes, we understand his defensive ability because he's so small. But it's not like, taking Fultz would have really thrown a major dent into their program. Yeah. He would still get his playing time. There was enough room to run the smallest lineup, I guess, or the smallest backcourt possible, because Fultz isn't even that small. But with Isaiah Thomas, anybody you put next to him, and they're so defensively sound. But what also makes sense with this trade is that Danny Ainge loves Josh Jackson. Danny Ainge, the Celtics GM. And Jaylen Brown is the same exact type of player. I mean, actually, if you watch the tape, it's not surprising when you see what Jaylen Brown did in college and how he translated so far in 1 season in the NBA. You look at Josh Jackson's tape and you see a lot of similarities, like interrupting passing lanes, not having the strongest frame, but willing to throw your body into bigger challenges, bigger guys, which Jaylen Brown is happy to do. They both have a degree of athleticism that I think makes him stand out more so than Lonzo Ball. You wouldn't necessarily call Lonzo Ball an uber athlete. You would call that when it comes to Jackson. and Jaylen Brown. They both can play above the rim. They both aren't great shooters. They're both tremendous on the defensive end, all prospect-wise. And they have, as like a lot of the scouts put it, an extra gear, a motor. That's like the words they'll use for it. They want Josh Jackson. They trade down. Now they have, we'll get to the elements, they have every damn pick. But first, we'll just go through them in order to save Ja'Cory. Obviously, any pain on Monday morning. It's an easy Monday morning. There was Markelle Fultz hanging with the fellas. It's a good-looking team, man.
That is.
They could help out. Could make the 76ers great again. Fultz wouldn't have gone into the workout without the number 3, without assurance. Trade was agreed upon. Sides have been locked into the deal for 24 hours, to which obviously Joe Embiid laughing is the appropriate response to anything. At this point, the Celtics picks in 2019. This explains, I mistakenly made this point yesterday. Celtics will get the Lakers pick if it falls between 2 and 5 next year. If not, they get the Kings pick in 2019. The Knicks and the Kings, man, they're just organizations, so defunct. And there you go, Francis. There's the Celtics picks through the next 22 through 2020. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 picks this year. They have the 2018 first round pick. They have a 2019 first round pick. They have another 2019 first round pick. They have a 2019 second round pick. They have a 2019 and 2020 second round pick. They also have a 2017 second round pick, another 2018 second round pick. They have a 2019 second round pick, 2020 first round pick. They have a 2037 first round pick. They have a 2038 second round pick. They have a 20. Tell you, they're going to package all of these for the first overall pick in the 2025 draft. You know who's available in the 2025 draft?
LeBron James Jr.
LeBron James Jr. Fact. And then there's people burning Markelle Fultz's jersey.
Nah, I don't get it. Don't get it. Never even seen him play with any professional team yet.
To be fair, it's the Green Runs Deep, which is a Brooklyn-based bandwagon Instagram account for the Celtics.
Like, one, why is his jersey even ready to be made? He hasn't signed with anyone.
I know, that's the funniest part.
And it's like, did you just go and get that jersey made so you could burn it on camera?
I'm not saying,
because that's a big waste of money.
Not saying I got my Dennis Smith Knicks jersey, but I may have.
People should
unknowingly.
Should be illegal for you to make the jersey for it. I don't know, like the way we get jerseys made in world football is that you just get the name like kind of put across it. That looks like stitched in.
Well, they do. It's what is it?
But I'm saying like that's so permanent.
Printed in.
If you get someone's, if I got like Ronaldo on the back of a Celtics shirt, which we'll get to by the way, apparently there's some interest in Glasgow Celtic, then I could just peel off his name. But that, like getting it stitched in, that's you basically just saying I'm going to have to burn this at some point because if it's not happening.
So I look at this and I go, why? But more importantly, it's more for the comment section too. Who's better suited off in 5 years? You're insane to think that the Sixers like next year have a better chance of winning the Eastern Conference than the Celtics. But here's the problem that I can't get over. How many wings could you possibly have on the Celtics? Jaylen Brown, Josh Jackson, Jay Crowder are all wings, and you're gonna and potentially you want to add what? Gordon Hayward, so you have a 4th wing. Al Horford can't play the center position as well. He's really more of a power forward, and then you got Kelly Olynyk, who might give you 47 points in one playoff game, potentially, now that he's done it once. How many did he have actually, 33? He didn't have 47 in the NBA playoffs game 3. 2020, that's it. He could potentially give you exactly what most NBA scorers can give you.
You want to believe that because of, like, they basically committed daylight robbery with how they convinced the Nets to give them those picks way back. How many years ago was it?
Not many. 3.
So it was probably like one of the best decisions they possibly could have made to build for the future. Now this just seems to be like a step backwards. It's almost like, all right, we have the foundations, we have that kind of future mindset, and now let's make a quick trade right now so that we can get better at the moment. When I don't really get it.
Really quick on that, I'm going to save it for Paul George because that's the thing
what
with the
I was kind of
Celtics.
leading to.
Because again, we keep talking about this whole thing of getting through the Cavs. You're not getting through the Warriors, so and we'll get to that in just a second, or at least later on. But comment below, who's better suited for the next 5-10 years? A lot of the process fans are coming out. I think it's really good for basketball for Philadelphia to get better at basketball. It is, and I've said this and read about it for so many years. Philadelphia is a basketball city. And they really embraced the 76ers when AI was coming up and Moses Malone and Dr. J, some of the greatest ever, played for that team. And now you could have 3 of the best young players in the league playing for that team. So comment below, let us know.